Hi everyone, so this is my friend Lisa. She was my first friend in the ultrasound program. So towards the end of my program, Lisa found out that she was pregnant right before we graduated. She gave birth recently and now she's getting back to work and she's kind of getting back into the hang of things with a newborn baby. Tell us what's going on, Lisa. Like, how have you been? How's it been since you graduated? How did it feel like finding out you were pregnant in the program?
Well, I guess I should start from the beginning. So I found out with the help of Christy, without her knowing that she helped. She had to do an assignment to look at my ovaries and my uterus, and we basically noticed, your ovary kind of has a cyst on it. It's looking a little suspicious, looking like a corpus luteum. You guys are studying and know what that is. Basically, I was supposed to get my period the next day, so I already kind of had a hint. I'm like, yeah, something's a little off. I don't know how many months it's been since then, but basically she's about to be 4 months now. So, you know, a lot of time has passed. It was rough, I guess, because we were in the last semester. So it was probably like end of January, beginning of February.
And then we graduated in May.
Yes. So I think it was a good time to be pregnant because it was more of the easiest semesters where we were basically just preparing for boards at this time.
So how was it like going through like your first trimester with like studying for boards?
I had a very, very smooth first trimester. I was not nauseous. I was not feeling any of these other things that a lot of other women were experiencing. The only things that I felt that might have affected how I was able to study was if I didn't eat, I couldn't think. I couldn't function. So I always had to make sure I had snacks and food, but other than that, I was pretty normal. I started showing probably around graduation. So I took my board exams while I was like 3 to 4 months pregnant.
So you were about 5 months pregnant when you graduated, and then we had to all look for jobs, and I'm sure that was a struggle. Did you, like, what advice would you give? Like, were you concerned that they weren't going to hire you?
So it was definitely a struggle, more so just emotionally at the time. Just thinking of all possibilities that they weren't going to hire me because I was starting to show. And, you know, there's all these other candidates that are not pregnant. Why would they choose me? And you know, plus my resume is really just all clinicals, you know. It was stressful, but I started applying in like March. I did it really early where I didn't even have I didn't even take one registry yet when I started because I was that scared, basically. It could be a good and bad thing because I was getting some responses before I had anything, and they asked me if I had, you know, a registry already, and I was like, well, I will take it.
Like, technically you can work even though you're not registered yet. They usually give you a certain amount of period, but it looks better if you are registered beforehand.
Yeah, because it is a process for them to even contact you. Sometimes it's immediately, or sometimes it could be weeks. And it was kind of a long communication where I didn't get a response back. They emailed me first, and I didn't get a response back for a few weeks. But I ended up actually getting the job locked in a week after graduation. I actually got 2 offers on the same day. So look at that. I actually had an option. It was actually the #1 job that I was looking at too.
Yeah, and she was supposed to work with me, but it's fine, guys. It's fine.
No comment.
No comment. No comment.
No comment.
So now that your baby is here, how does it feel to be a working mom?
So I took two and a half months off, 10 weeks. And then I came back when she was 11 weeks. I felt it was a good enough time off when I went back to work. You know, I had everything set up for, you know, taking care of her, everyone, you know, changing their schedule so it works out.
How was it going back to work from, like, not scanning for so long?
The first patient I had was twins, first of all.
Okay.
So I put down the probe and I saw the screen and I was like, wow, it's moving so fast. It was like 100% new to me again. And then I had to figure out which one's A, which one's B. Like I was kind of confused at first.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have the mental capacity to even multitask and talk to the patient at the same time. By the second day, I was pretty much back to normal. It just took me a couple patients for me to kind of get back into things, and then Next thing you know, I wasn't even looking at the buttons. I was
Came right back. So how was it like spending time away from your daughter for so long? You're with her every single day. Then you gotta go back to work.
It's doable. It's not as hard as I thought because I asked for pictures and videos throughout the day. So
That works.
You'll see me in the hallway going, "Oh, look at her!" And I'm showing my coworkers. I'm like, "Look at her!" And that keeps me going. And just gotta make sure that grandma or whoever's taking care of her knows how to use a phone and send you pictures. So one of my interviews, I went on multiple interviews for, and towards the end where they basically was, about to hire me, I let them know, it's like, I'm going to be out at this time because, I'm going to have a baby. And so like, oh, wow. So they seemed like there was no problem with it. So like, wow, I feel so good now that I, got it off my chest because I was so, I was getting many different opinions from many different people saying, don't tell them until you sign the papers. Do not tell them. But in that moment, I felt like it was right to say it and just be open about it. So I did. And they seemed to still want me. For my current job, when I had the interview with the HR lady, she, when she gave me a phone call and said that I got the job, I was like, okay, but I have something to tell you. I was so scared. I have something to tell you, like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, that's it? That's what you were worried about? Oh. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I thought I was going to, like, make things different. And she was like, no, don't worry at all. So she made me feel comfortable about that. And I thought it was all over with. I got off my chest, but I was like, oh, wait, that's HR. That's not my department. That's not the actual people that I'm working with every day. So I had to go through that again. And once I got hired, part of my first week there, I talked with the head doctor. And I was like, I'm kind of pregnant. I don't remember how I said it, but I let her know. And they seemed very, very accepting. And, I mean, they all have families of themselves. So they were very, very understanding, and I was able to go to all my doctor's appointments with no trouble, so I feel like I was at a good place. At least I can't say that's how it's going to go for every place, right. But if you're in the same situation, I would say probably when you get hired, maybe say it if it's not obvious. Don't wait too long, but if you do feel like it's the right moment to say it, if it's beforehand, you feel like it's right, then you can say it then too if you're comfortable enough. And I went on maternity leave.
She still has a job.
Yeah, they still had a spot for me when I came back. So, I mean, what do they expect when they're hiring a young woman at the same time we're going to have babies? I mean, it's going to happen. So,
what advice would you give new mom sonographers or already moms looking into going into this field?
Well, new moms going into this field or moms in general, you just gotta have that support. You need someone to be able to take care of them, and you need to mentally be okay that you are gonna be away from them. It's like a full-time job. So yeah, you're going home and you're not gonna be able to necessarily give your kids 100% of your attention. You're gonna be in the books. It is worth it in the end, but you just have to have that support and be financially okay to not work. But once you get past that, and you graduate, then you can work and actually come home and not study and spend time with kids.
Yeah, I guess so.
And have money.
Yeah. Baby.
Yeah.
Special guest appearance. So this is Lyra. She was our little class of 2019 gift.
Yes. She participated with me in my graduation and didn't even know it. She was on stage with me.
Yes, you graduated with Mommy. Graduated with Mommy and me.
Yes.
Ooh. Say hi. Say hi. Say be sure to like and subscribe.